Hey again from the garden, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. Well, it's been a while since I posted a video. Things have been super busy here at the storefront in the garden. Mother's Day was a total success and I wish I would have filmed some videos for you guys. It was just so busy. I had pre-orders for both wrapped bouquets and 2 styles of vase arrangements. Those went really good. And then I had a lot of extra grab and go ones available in the store on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I sold out of everything except one bouquet, so that went home with me. So that was perfect. But now I'm just as busy as possible in the garden, getting everything planted. And to top it off, last weekend we had a big town festival. Our zip code is 51025, and Saturday's date was 51025. So we had a town zip code party, and I was on the committee. And it was amazing and busy, and it was just really amazing. So it's the following week and I'm diving in, and I want to share with you guys this project that I'm doing this morning. So I shared with you guys in a previous video when I was starting my entire herb garden from seed. Well, it's definitely time to get it planted, and this year I'm planting everything in my Greenstalk vertical garden. Now I'm not sure if I have enough herbs to fill all the spots. I think there's 30 spots in this. This is the leaf or lettuce one. The planting areas are not quite as deep as the regular Greenstalk. So this is perfect for herbs and lettuces, kale, things like that. So any open spots that I have after I plant my herbs, I'm going to be filling in with some lettuce and kale seeds. I also have some lettuce and kale beds going out there, which I'll show you really quick when we grab the herbs. But this is going to go really easy. Basically, all you have to do to set up your vertical garden is fill all of your trays with potting soil and stack them up. So I planted in here last year, so I didn't actually take it apart. I went in, it's getting kind of bright out here. I went in last week and I amended all the cells. I topped it up with potting soil, and then I put in some land and sea compost, which this stuff is loaded with nutrients. So all my cells are ready to go. The one last thing that I am going to add today really quick is some Biotone starter fertilizer. So we're going to sprinkle a little bit of that in each area, and then we're going to get them planted. So let's go grab all of my herbs and I'll show you what's going in here. All right, so all of my herbs are in these 2 trays that I started from seed, plus I've got a couple here that I bought. So I'm going to carry these into the area, and then I will go through everything that I have to plant. Actually, there's some celery here, which I'm not going to plant here. That's going to go in the home garden. But let me quick show you my lettuce beds. I have so many things to plant, you guys. All right, so these 2 lettuce beds, these were previous strawberry beds, and I decided I wanted to switch things up and have strawberries in the ground. And so I have some really great lettuce going, started from seed. Some of these were really old seeds, so they're pretty spotty, and then you can see I've got some nice red lettuce going here. That is a spinach, and then those I actually bought some just for fun. But these are coming in beautifully. And then this bed looks so great. So again, I have a couple that I purchased. This is spinach right here along with this. And then look at how good this kale is coming on. This is all the ragged red Russian kale from Baker Creek. So these are really putting on some growth. I water them twice a day because we are in the 90s already for temperature. So the first 2 I have to plant are 2 that I purchased at a local garden center, and these smell so good. These are both types of mint, and when I plant these, I think I'm actually going to prune them up a little bit because this one looks a little ragged on the end, and then that will just encourage more growth. But the first one is a chocolate mint, and that one smells really good. But this one smells really, really good. Oh my gosh, this is a strawberry mint, and it smells like strawberry mint. I am so excited. I don't even know what I'm going to use this for. Can I make tea out of strawberry mint? Maybe flavor some lemonade, sparkling lemonade. I may have to do a video on that, but I'm really excited about these. And then let me grab all the ones I started from seed in that previous video. Oh, here's one more that I did get at that garden center. This is a Greek oregano. Oh, smelling so good. My oregano didn't start the best. I think the seeds are really old, and sometimes I just have trouble starting oregano. So I bought this one because it looks awesome. I've got multiple parsleys. These all look super good. And all of these herbs, I have about 2 to 3 of each, I think. Basil, I have a little bit more. This is sage, looking nice. These are a little droopy. They're going to be really happy when I plant them today. I've got thyme. My cilantro is looking super good. Oh my goodness. This might be time to harvest some, maybe for some tacos tonight. And then I've got, I think, 4 of these chamomile plants started. Yummy. Chamomile I would like to harvest this year and dry for tea. Chamomile tea, I buy it, so I'd really like to just harvest it myself. Here's one of my oregano plants. It's doing okay. It's got a ton of new growth. Definitely not as big as the one I bought, but I'm going to plant it anyway. I've got 6 of these celery plants that I started from seed. These need to get planted in my home garden. I don't think I have ever had celery get all the way to the final stage where it looks like celery you bought in the store. It's always really small. So we've never eaten my celery as celery. We basically just use it for flavoring in when we make like bone broth or homemade stock, which is totally fine, but I'm giving it a whirl again this year. And then the last one, and probably the most important herb, is basil. I have 4 of these. These will grow like crazy. These got nipped by a light frost quite a few weeks ago, so some of the leaves don't look great, but there is new growth rebounding everywhere, so they will be just fine. And again, all of these will be so happy when I plant them today. So the first thing we need to do is add a little bit of this biotone to each of these planting cells. So I like to just get a little bit in one of these planting cups, sprinkle it in, and then I'm just going to mix it around with my hand into the soil. So I'm going to do this to every single cell. Then I'm just going to make sure this is nice and loose. I want to mark every single cell with the tag. Oh, these have some decent roots. I don't know if you guys can see those, but there's roots at the bottom of the can. Now, sometimes these are kind of hard to plant, especially because they're a little big. All right. That's basically just kind of shoved in there. Then when I'm done, well, you know what? I'm going to put some land and sea compost right on the top, and that's going to tuck that in. That's better. And mark it. So these 4-inch pots fit fine, but basically what I had to do was kind of shove the soil out of the way and just nestle that whole 4-inch can in there and then top it off. It would be easier definitely to plant plugs in here, but I potted these up to get more growth on them. So just now that I know for next year when I pot them up from my seed trays, maybe just put them in the 2 or 2.5-inch pots instead of the 4-inch pots. So I'm going to get this all planted, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. So I've got all my herbs planted, and I definitely did not fill all of the cells. So I went in and grabbed some seeds. I grabbed some butter crunch lettuce. I've got some smooth leaf spinach, some Bloomsdale long standing spinach, and then this free seed from Baker Creek, the Kamatsuna Old Tokyo, some sort of green. It's a mustard. It's a spinach mustard. So I'm just going to sow these seeds in the remaining cells. I think I'm going to leave the bottom tier open. I do have to run to my local Baumgars today to get some topsoil. So I'm going to see if they have any herbs that I do not have, and then I can plug those in the bottom. So to sow the seeds, it's really easy. Let's start with the spinach seeds. Basically, I'm just going to make a little trough, get a bunch of seeds, sprinkle them in, and then cover them with a little soil, maybe 1/4 of an inch. I can always thin them later, but these will get watered in and they should come up really good. So I'm going to fill the remaining ones of these, and then I'm going to show you how easy it is to water this Greenstalk. And to water your Greenstalk garden, it is super easy. You have the top here that is a water basin, and it's got a hole in the center. Basically, you want to just put your hose in here, get it going, fill it all the way to the top, and the water will go through that hole and disperses by drip to every single little planting area. So I'm going to water it this way since it's newly planted, but then I also am going to spray the entire planter down just to soak the soil for the first time from the outside as well. I've got a leaky nozzle here. Time to get a new one. I think I left it outside over the winter and it froze and something in there broke. Of course. Now there is an overflow hose on the bottom as well that can drain out any excess water. And now you can get covers for the top of these. You can get trellises. You can get little domes. There's so many accessories. So now that this is filled up, I'm just going to water the entire thing in. And I have mine on the circular base that has wheels so that I can easily move it back and forth if I need to. Okay, and that does it for planting my Greenstalk vertical herb garden. I'm really excited to have this year, and I will make sure to keep you guys posted on how everything was growing. So now it's time just to get busy in all the rest of my projects in the garden. So stay tuned for a lot more videos. I'm going to be more consistent on posting because, of course, this is the busiest time of year. So hope you guys are having a great week. Stay tuned for more as usual, and we'll see you soon. Oh no, that was close.